course, yesterday we celebrated Mandela Day. This is part of the Spirit of Peace celebration. We usually honor Mandela on the 18th, and yesterday's celebration was amazing. I mean, really amazing. This is the 6th annual program, and I tell you that yesterday's program was completely phenomenal. One of the best that we have had, even though it was virtual, but it was just really an amazing event. I'm really proud of the work that we have done and all the people that came to the table to present to us. Really, I hope that every one of you is able to see that. There's a Facebook link for this event, and I recommend that you take a look at it because it really was phenomenal. Now, let us continue with this program. Our next chapter is something that's on everybody's mind, and I know our brother, Mr. Charles Anchang, is probably worried that Otumba has left because he wanted to make sure that he connects this blockchain with him. But I can guarantee you that we will be able to do that. So I'm really sorry that we extend this meeting beyond 3 p.m. as we have planned to have completed the program by now. But you can imagine the importance of all the deliberations. And that's what I want to, this is what I personally want to differentiate from the regular meetings. I want whoever comes to be able to share what they really came to share. I don't want them to stop them in midstream and then we lose half of the information. And then, you know, even though we want people to be prepared and be within time, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And I assure you, don't worry. If I understand it, I will communicate it to him. Don't worry. If you have an opportunity for our people, you are on board. So the test is on you to deliver this opportunity to us. How do we understand this new world of economics of blockchain? And I gotta warn you, okay, I'm pretty savvy in this type of things. When they started this blockchain business, I was one of the people that were informed. We were at Google, having a meeting at Google with some royalties from Europe. And this was present. This was at that time nobody was talking about it. I don't think the Japanese guy who invented the code has even made it popular yet at that time. But there was talk about something coming that's going to replace currency. So Mr. Charles Anchang is going to lead us into this new world that's puzzling us for the most part. And he is a business development expert with seasoned media and marketing skills. He co-founded the Immigrant magazine, Inc., and television business that has served Walt Disney, Fox Studios, the Pan-African Film Festivals, MoneyGram International, the City of Los Angeles, and many SMEs. The small
medium-sized enterprise.
Medium-sized enterprises. Thank you, SMEs. Small, medium-sized enterprises. Okay, all right. So it works on this scale to reach and help them to reach in the immigrant market across the United States. He is now a VP and CVO of the ODUWA blockchain solutions. The creator of Oduwacoin, which is ODUWA blockchain, is the creator of Oduwacoin. Mr. Anchang himself is the master's opportunities provided by Fintech today, and is passionate about assisting the typical persons to integrate in the global digital economy through blockchain. Charles has the vision to generate 1 million millionaires through Oduwacoin. Did I read well? You want to create 1 million millionaires from us?
Yes.
I sign up. I'm good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Please take the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wale. Thank you, Dr. Wale. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to speak. No problem. Unfortunately, I wanted to have this opportunity to educate our brother, Bimbola, but since he's gone, I'm hoping that you will take the time to transfer the wisdom over to him, okay? So why are we talking the problems, wealth preservation, Dr. Anita, all the former speakers, they have talked about the whole thing already when it comes to wealth preservation and how poorly we perceive wealth and how we manage wealth as people of African descent. But however, there is good news. There is good news because of technology. There is good news because of technology. Technology was used to conquer Africa. Only technology will be used to relieve Africa as well, okay? And in order for Africa to come out of their struggle, we must be willing to unlearn our bad habits, relearn technology, invest in proper technology, and be humble to change and move forward with new technology. So why blockchain? Why do I say blockchain? You see, blockchain technology is doing to the world of transactions what the internet did to telecommunications when the internet came through. So let me break it down, okay? When the internet came through, it made it possible for people to communicate peer-to-peer without any third-party intervention, all right? That changed the way we transact, even the way we trade. It has changed a lot of things in terms of marketing, communication, and a lot in terms of information and media. Now, what is happening after internet has thrived so well is blockchain coming on to assist humanity with transactions. Why did blockchain technology become important and relevant? It's because of the failure of the old systems. The old systems of transactions were beginning to fail us. Back in 2008, when we had the crash of the world of the real estate market in the US, that then was when we had the development of Bitcoin as a blockchain currency. Why? Because it came to correct the flaws of centralized money management. Why centralized money management is no longer a very efficient method of transacting and also store value is that the manipulation that goes around the central banking systems and sovereign states is becoming prevalent to the point where we are looking, if we're not very careful, at hyperinflation down the road. So now, blockchain technology, let me define it clearly, is multiple computers working peer-to-peer, verifying and assisting people to transact financial or non-financial assets without any third-party intervention using cryptology, which is where the word cryptocurrency comes from. So blockchain is facilitating that possibility, and Bitcoin, which is the mother currency of blockchain, has demonstrated without any doubt in less than 10 years that it is possible for a blockchain fintech solution to generate a digital asset that it can grow in value, be a medium of exchange, and still store value, and can fight inflation, which is key. Today, we are looking at the world of cryptocurrency. There's $1.2 trillion already in cryptocurrency. People are transferring their wealth over from their paper money over to digital cash. About 25% of the world's capital assets now is going to cryptocurrency. There is a big reason why. It's because you cannot fake the creation of cryptocurrency. You cannot fraud within the ecosystems of blockchain. You cannot steal, and you cannot just generate new money because you think you can. So blockchain is here as a viable solution for us. And when we talk about Africa, you said something, Dr. Wale, at the beginning, talking about global technologies. You talked about, there are companies like Toyota, we talk about Kia, you talked about there's Tesla, and all these companies that are global, Ford, all these companies that are global companies. Who owns them? Good question. The Americans own, the Germans own, and all innovation is owned by people. And those people become the benefactors of their innovation, in a nutshell. So, but when we look at our Pan-African community, our people of African descent, what are we proud of that we own that is globally positioned as technology coming from us? You see that we are a majority consumers. We are majority donors of intellectual property. We are majority donors of labor. But we have not been able to come together to find a method as a collective where we can use our value, which is us, people in the numbers, use our value as the people in numbers, and use our intelligence to generate wealth for ourselves. Why? Why that? Because definitely we have all the excuses, we have all the reasons why. There's been colonization, there's been this gross colonization, there's been slavery. There's also a lot of misinformation about financial literacy. We are not properly informed when it comes to finance. You see, when we're talking to Dr. Bimbola, for instance, I get a little worried when he is a leader in Nigeria talking about banking and he doesn't understand what blockchain means just yet. But he's supposed to be leading younger generations that are going digital for the future. So it's really important that we have the right proper financial literacy in terms of fintech, in terms of how the new banking system will be working moving forward as we try to migrate our systems from the manual old fiat system into digital platforms. How are we, as people of African descent, how are we going to participate on blockchain? How are we going to own wealth on blockchain without being part of something, of a blockchain company that we own? How are we going to create wealth as people of African descent on blockchain? How are we going to transact on blockchain without us being owners and key leaders in this space? It's a key question we have to answer. So coming to it, I want to talk to you today about ODUWA blockchain, because it's important that we understand. ODUWA blockchain solutions came about to solve this problem. What is our problem? We have a major problem in terms of manipulation of our whole currency systems. First of all, beginning in Africa, okay? I'm from Cameroon, for instance. We are from the CFA zone. Our money is tied up to France. If you look at other regions, there's so much decentralization, there's so much control and manipulation, even of the Naira, and look at Zimbabwe and all these economies, for reasons beyond their control, because we are totally dependent on foreign banking systems and foreign economic systems, and we're trying to be independent. It is very difficult for you to be an independent and powerful continent or people without dominating at least one aspect. The Germans, they have their Mercedes in Africa, okay? The Americans, they have their Ford in Africa. We Africans have to have something we take to the global community and say, this is us. And that's where we come with Oduwacoin as a blockchain, total independent currency built by us, co-founded by a Nigerian genius in blockchain development, a business entrepreneur that understands the need and the importance of people of African descent coming on blockchain and mass to collaborate as a collective in order to enable them to gain wealth as a collective and at the same time be able to share and transfer wealth over time. That is massive. In my little time on planet Earth, I've witnessed many things happen, but this is a massive opportunity. Never have we had the opportunity to talk about us being capable as a collective of building a currency that will permit us to transact globally on a borderless nature without any barriers, totally decentralized, and we be the majority owners of the platform. This is incredible. If we don't take advantage of this opportunity, we'll be missing out again for a long time, and we'll keep talking for the next 100 years about probable solutions and probable things, because why? We don't own. We don't own the one MY my good friend always says, Dr. Aluya. There are 3 M's you have to have. Dr. Aluya says, You have to have money, military, or media. Facebook, we don't own. WhatsApp we use, we don't own. We use all these platforms that are generating billions of dollars for other people, but we are not owners of any Bitcoin, Ethereum. All these coins they don't belong to us. So ODUWA is ours. ODUWA is a platform that permits you to be able to transact peer-to-peer, wherever you are on planet Earth, as someone from African descent, and even with any other community. It's fungible, without any fees. It is the most viable alternative to Bitcoin in terms of technology. A blockchain is a blockchain, organic, indigenous currency built by us with our Pan-African intelligence. And it's here. It's not a futuristic project. It is already here. We are on 4-5 exchanges. We are global coin. We have been adopted by the African Diaspora Development Institute as the Pan-African digital currency of choice. And we are here to say, our people, we must come together under blockchain, because we were taken away. We were divided and conquered for a long time using trade and technology. Now technology is giving us the opportunity through Oduwacoin to come together as a collective and be able to own an asset that is not worth much, but has the intrinsic value to grow over time. So we can generate wealth within our global Pan-African community. ODUWA is that solution for us. I know there are other currencies, but there's none like Oduwacoin in terms of capacity, in terms of what it can host in transactions, what it can do in terms of speed, and also that can compete technologically with Bitcoin indeed. The only thing we need is for our people to adopt. That's all. We don't need to do much. The technology is already built. Most of the investment has been done. We just need to come on board, and on board, which is easy. You come on board and you create your account and you start transacting. So that way down the road, I can be in the USA, in California, and I want to transact with my brother in Tanzania, and I don't have to waste broker fees for banks. I don't have to pay extra remittance. I can send him my ODUWA, my currency, and he can receive my money in less than 2 minutes, and we can have a deal. And also, it would permit people on the continent of Africa to be able to transact on a borderless nature. It will also permit people of Africa to be able to fight inflation, because ODUWA coins, there are only 21 million ODUWA coins just as Bitcoin. There's no more. So you cannot fake it. The only way you can earn it is you either mine it, you own it because you bought it, or you can trade and get it, or you receive it as a merchant. That's all. So you cannot fake it. So the higher the demand for the currency over time, guess what? The higher the value. When Bitcoin started, when you know about when Bitcoin started back in 2009, they were for cents. And as Dr. Bibola was saying, that the problem is sometimes cryptocurrency. The problem is not the currency. The problem is the bad people that want to use currency, okay? Bad people use dollar. Bad people use fiat money. They could also use cryptocurrency, but the good thing about cryptocurrency is that you cannot fraud. There's no fraud permitted within a blockchain system. It's not possible to hack it because there are too many different managers accounting consensus, accounting for the system when it is a decentralized blockchain. So Oduwacoin is that, and it's here to permit us be able to come together and mass once more time and be able to generate wealth. Because if we come and mass and we own it, today an Oduwacoin is under $1. If tomorrow or 5 years down the road, one Oduwacoin becomes $20,000, or if even $1,000, we would have then be able to fight some degree of poverty within our communities. Because the problem with poverty is that people don't know their wealth. We don't know that we are wealthy in our environments. We keep looking for money. So let's make it possible for our people to have money. Especially on blockchain, on the digital economy, they should have money so that they should not be worried about the little things that they need to take care of. They should not be worried about receiving a little bit of money to elect the wrong politician. They should not be worried about going to mine illegally just so they can gain money, because it is possible through a digital economy for us to generate and keep wealth and also transfer wealth in due time and in space. That's what I can tell you about Oduwacoin. Whomever is looking at blockchain and cryptocurrency today is opportunities. I think the adoption globally is still under 10%. But already we are looking at $1.2 trillion in the market. Most institutions are transforming into blockchain. And so we, people of African descent, we're offering you from ODUWA Blockchain Solutions, Oduwacoin, as a major solution for us to capitalize on and together generate and share and grow our wealth. Thank you.
Thank you so very, 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 very much. I am sure there are lots of questions for you.
Oh, I'll be happy. I'm happy
Absolutely.
to answer. That's my role.
Absolutely. So people who have questions, please do raise your hand if you have questions. I am looking, see whoever is. Okay, Dr. Bigman, you are literally actually raising your hand. I was looking at the digital system.
You was looking at this.
Exactly. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so I think that the African Union has a mission on a language whereby they choose, I think Kiswahili was adopted as the African language. Eh? So, and they also talk about the currency. Is this an alternative for that currency?
Is this no, Oduwacoin, for you to have a digital currency like Bitcoin, there's a difference between a digital currency, digital cash, and a token. A digital currency like Bitcoin has to come off of an independent, decentralized global network. So because it has to be fungible, it has to be exchangeable with other currencies globally. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, some of those coins are independent blockchain networks. Oduwacoin is an independent global blockchain network designed by people of Africa descent, and with the intention to bring, with a message, to bring people of African descent on blockchain en masse so they can participate equally in the global digital economy and also have a chance to gain wealth. That is what ODUWA blockchain is bringing as a solution for us. So the African, when you talk about digital currency, we are going away from centralized money control, because it is under centralized money control that people get a lot of fraud and bad politics happens. Someone decides today, I'm going to print more money, and they print more money, but there's no accountability. On blockchain money, you cannot do that. Every penny is accounted for, so it eliminates fraud. It's the truth, the economy of truth. You cannot steal. You don't mine it. The only thing you have to be careful of is that you have to keep your password safe, and you have to be very protective of your information, because you become your own bank. Okay? And so when you gain the wealth, we also say at ODUWA, when you gain the wealth, go back to your community and empower your people. Go back to your community and empower. If you have to pay your taxes, pay your taxes, because we are just a vehicle that we could use on blockchain as a medium of exchange for wealth, which was common. We started in Africa by barter. Trading is not new to us. So the key thing is that we need to transfer our old methods of trading onto blockchain and be able to exchange value, but this time as an equitable partner in the global digital economy, not as someone that is under. So the African Union is there, but this is an independent global solution. Just as Bitcoin is for transactions, ODUWA is same for transactions, but better. ODUWA is faster.
All right. Okay. You're telling them it's better. That's not.
It's free.
No, hang on. You get to speak more, but wait a minute. Let me just explain the question and answer it properly. No, this is not the African Union currency. The African currency is a traditional currency that is being put together. still far-fetched because they're talking about regionality. That is, the ECOWAS is trying to get one currency for the ECOWAS, just like they have one passport for the ECOWAS. So the Africans are not united, is what I'm trying to say. They still have all these regional factors. You know, the East is not united with the West. That's a, you know, you go to the East, that's a separate agenda completely and a separate world. These are the things that we need to bring together. Like Dr. Hank was talking about, how we rope it together. We're still challenged by that. And hopefully some of this work that we're doing will do that. So the African Union agenda is far, it's not even close to digital currency. Digital currency is something else. And I just want to help explain this a little bit more, maybe by asking questions so that Mr. Anchang can answer more of these challenges that we all have. Okay, obviously it's clear why banks are not interested in this for the most part. What they're interested in, perhaps, I see them on Wall Street because I'm part of them. I used to. They'll invest in, first of all, if this is currency, why are we investing in it? That's the question you have to answer. Just hang on. Okay, so why are we buying it? Why are we buying the stocks? Why is it stock value? So we're buying the stocks, and a lot of people participate in that because that's a quick way for traders to make money. They just make money of the stock. So, and recently, the Tesla guy, the nice guy with the Tesla, very smart guy, very, very, very cool young man. What's he called? Elon Musk. Right. He came to the public and he said, I would accept Bitcoin for my cars. You can pay me with Bitcoins. That's one of the first to do that, right? I don't know how many people accept Bitcoins for purchases, but he was one of them. So he did. And a few weeks later, the market went haywire, and somehow people started to sell off this thing. And the next week he came out and he said, no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I'm not taking Bitcoin for my cars anymore. So you're going to have to explain that. But before you go on, let's take more questions. I know Dr. Hank has a question for you as well. Dr. Hank, please take the floor.
Yes, thank you very much. Quite interesting, yeah, this development on the digital world. So I have a question about when things are new, just like this. Yeah, you often have persons or companies that are pro, and persons and companies that are contra. Yeah, maybe the doctor can elaborate on that. What the balance is? Are there more people pro or more people contra this new thing?
Okay.
Mr. Anchang?
Oh yes. Okay. The first thing is understanding what blockchain is. It's just like when the internet came, it took time for people to understand how to do an email and how to transact and how to work on email. It took time. There's some time for adoption. ODUWA, we've been around since 2018. So we've had the development curve. We've built the platforms. We are a solid blockchain independent mainnet with multiple other IP property like ODUWA Pay. We have an e-wallet. We have a trust wallet. We have multiple intellectual property assets within the ecosystem of ODUWA blockchain to facilitate the transaction. So the more people understand it, the more the adoption. So that is just a matter of time. More and more people, when Bitcoin started in 2009, very few people understood Bitcoin. But today, the market cap of Bitcoin is over 600 billion. So it's not going down. Look at it this way, my brother. It is a digital asset. It's like digital real estate. There is limited supply. It is that one key thing you must understand. There's a limited supply of this digital asset. Just like Dr. Wale was saying that Elon Musk managed the market. But anyway, from the beginning of Bitcoin, from 1 cent to one coin being $30,000, the market has made massive gains over time, and many millionaires have been generated over the past 10 years because of this digital asset. And with time, if the demand soars, more and more millionaires will be made. But this is being done by people that are other than people of African descent. We're just saying, let us give you a viable alternative to Bitcoin because we have numbers. If we come together and we start trusting ourselves, we don't start questioning ourselves and start pushing ourselves down, and we come and we trust our technology, you have to try it. You go to ODUWA.org, register, try to use the system, use the technology. If we don't believe in ourselves, we cannot change. But, if we don't trust ourselves, we cannot change. So go to the system, trust the platform, don't trust me. Check it, do your research, Google Oduwacoin. We've been featured on multiple platforms, on entrepreneur.com. We are big, there's a lot of information, but most of our people don't take the time to read. Okay, it doesn't come easy. If gold were easy, everybody will have it. Okay, so this is new, but it's growing. We started small and we are growing. That's where opportunity is. Opportunity is not immediate, it's over time. You people come together, we collaborate as a people of numbers, as people of African descent. Let us come en masse, because it's not only us. There are other people that will use the currency because it's fungible. The technology has to be fungible, which means it has to be exchangeable with other currencies globally, so you can participate in the global economy. But we want our people to be the mass owners of this currency, because when we become the mass owners, then we have some power. When the demand grows, that wealth grows within our communities.
Okay.
What I'm saying? Yes.
You know what Elon Musk says?
Yeah.
He said it's a hustle. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's what he said. You could Google it.
Elon Musk?
Yes.
Elon Musk is not going to define the whole market.
But relax. I mean, we're not new to Bitcoin. I understand that Oduwacoin is a brand, and I support that. But
okay.
we're not against Oduwacoin. I want you to understand that, because that seems to be a difference. That's not the point.
Okay.
The point here is making the whole concept of blockchain and Bitcoin an essential part of the African development. This is very critical that you understand it. And I don't want all that type of languages that people are using. We don't want to coerce nobody into anything. Okay, this is not.
Of course not.
Okay, so just wait. When we talk about Bitcoin, let me tell you, there is no country that is more advanced than Kenya. Everybody knows that. There is nowhere else that Bitcoin has taken effect, or blockchain has taken effect, than in Kenya. In Kenya, everybody pays with their cell phones. They have a system of currency there that is, as a matter of fact, there's rumor that the central bank is going to adopt Bitcoin as the big currency. Now, obviously, that's not even important. Okay, I just want you to understand. We know what we're talking about. And our questions are legitimate. There's no need to bully nobody into understanding what they don't understand. Okay, so blockchain at this point, Oduwacoin, is an investment. Okay, what you're asking people to do is to buy a stock, because right now, if I want to send my mother $100 from here, okay, I don't know how Oduwacoin is going to help me to do that. If I subscribe to Oduwacoin, can I transfer my coin, $100 to my mother in Lagos, and she could pick it up whether on a phone or wherever the case may be, without having to pay transaction fee? Now that's what's being marketed, and the question is that true?
No, first of all, first mistake you made here. Okay, let me just correct it. Blockchain. I know people in Kenya use the pesos, which is a mobile pay. It's a mobile pay system. This technology is true. Now, blockchain technology is not just mobile pay. It's an aspect of blockchain. That's not it. So to talk about using ODUWA, if I accept ODUWA, if I'm in Ghana or I'm in Cameroon and I accept ODUWA, fine, I accept it. You send it to me, I accept it. All I need to do is to go to an exchange and convert my ODUWA into the fiat currency. That's all you can do. What we're doing at ODUWA is we're integrating a visa. We're integrating a visa system in the next quarter, whereas you could be actually able to spend.
Don't go further.
Yeah,
you set yourself up for answering this very delicate one.
Yes.
If we send money to somebody in Kenya, in Ghana, that person chooses to accept. They choose to accept Oduwacoin.
Correct.
That's a choice, and that choice is based on the fact that they have a system for it. Maybe they're subscribers of ODUWA themselves, right?
Correct.
And then they need the money right away. So you're saying that they could go to the bank and
no. They are
okay.
no, they are cryptocurrency exchanges. Fiat money and cryptocurrency work on two different platforms. So we understand you're calling stock. We don't use stock language on cryptocurrency. No, you buy the asset as a digital asset. It's not a stock. So if you, it's not a stock. Stock
no,
is for
it's a stock. It's a stock.
No, not a stock.
Let's not do that. It's no. You could buy stocks on blockchain and whatever. You could call it asset whatever, but your asset is your asset. Whatever your stock is.
Okay, but because there are two markets: the regulated market and unregulated. So you have to be very careful.
They have both. They have both under the counter and
okay.
Yeah, they have that. That's not a problem. That's not the problem. They have that. You could buy the stock. You could go right now and buy the stocks. Okay, it's available. That's not the problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're talking about
the problem is the answer you're about to give, and this is about. I'm trying to learn. Okay. So be patient and don't be defensive. Okay. Don't be defensive. This is.
I'm patient.
This is not about. This is not about enriching executives of ODUWA, but about you wanted to make 1 million people reach. Don't make them reach on false information, and don't make them reach on some kind of system that is made of. Let's be transparent and let's be gentle. Let's be clear with people who want to understand this thing. Okay, I want to understand. I'm not a stupid person. Okay, so let's take it that way. I've just made you a very, very simple order. So if my mother in Ghana picks up this $100 on her phone, she chooses to accept the Oduwacoin on her phone, or whatever system she has to go, as you said, into some Bitcoin crypto exchange place, right? Is that so?
Platform.
Now, how many of those are in Africa?
No, they are all now. When you transact with digital currency, they are all online platforms. So they are all online platforms. They are not over-the-counter platforms. The difference between fiat currency and digital currency is that you can transact fiat currency on the regular over-the-counter platforms. Digital currency, you transact online. And so they have online platforms like Coinbase, like Binance, and that are all global because they are online. Do you understand now, Dr. Wale? They're online.
And so if you last question based on your answer now. That means that if I go to these online transactors,
yes,
I can convert my digital currency to whatever I want to spend it right away on. Hold on. Convert it to whatever I want to convert it to right away, right? And without transaction fee.
No. If I'm sending ODUWA, if you and I transaction on ODUWA, I can send you ODUWA for free. There's no transaction fee between you and me. But if you go to an exchange to convert your ODUWA into a different currency, exchanges are there to make money from conversion. That is a different platform. That is not ODUWA. If you have to send Bitcoin peer-to-peer or Ethereum, you have to spend gas fees, which is very expensive.
Okay, so let me just explain to you, and this is why it's very difficult for banks to be involved in this, except perhaps at some stock investment level, because banks are fee-based. They are the ones, eventually you still have to go to a bank, right? If there's any transaction going and there's some fee collected, trust me, some bank is involved somewhere. So I think that there's something really important here. I'm not sure that we have a good grip on it, especially with everybody, because it's still a very techy thing at this stage. If you remember when you talked about the internet, let's talk about the computers. When we first got the computer, okay, there used to be a DOS system that IBM rolled out. Nobody could use it. All you could do is just write codes. We didn't know that we could see pictures on computers. The kids today, they see pictures on, they do, you know what I mean? So they could, we could only see codes. And it's a DOS system. It was the most annoying type of computer system ever. But eventually, we Windows moved to Windows 3, and then we started to see pictures, and we thought, whoa, this is amazing, you know, and then here we are today. So maybe that's what's happening. So what I would recommend is be patient, be forthright, continue with this work. We support you, because just make us understand how we can use it to really empower people. The language we can speak to people who would ask even more difficult questions that I have asked today. So we are with you, because if your heart is in the right place, we must be with you. So, and a lot of people are making money off of Bitcoins. To be honest with you, many of these Bitcoin that have, you know, Ethereum and all of this, they came out and they were all fraudulent. It's, you know, I see a lot of mafiosis in this business. So I'm a little worried, but I don't, I believe there's an opportunity there. I believe truly there's an opportunity there, not only just investing in the stock or asset, as you call it, whatever, but also really there's some value there that could help. However, I believe that it does require the volume in order for it to really saturate, for the transaction to begin to work and to grow into all those things that are desired. So we want to continue to peddle this in the right way, and obviously at this point to the right people, and gently bring it to people who may understand it. But don't think that if a banker doesn't understand it, is not doing his work. Because,
Dr. Wale,
yes, sir.
With all due respect, sir, please, with all due respect, it is important that we understand technology is evolving consistently. Those who don't catch up with technology as it evolves would always be behind. It's just true. We cannot fight that one. So we are not here to fight. We are here to—
No, that's not
yes,
true.
yes,
That's not true. If you want to argue that, we could argue that.
We are here to exchange value.
Again, this is the language that I'm trying to avoid.
Value. Yes.
You have explained it. I've understood it.
Okay.
Is there anything that I didn't understand? Tell me what I didn't understand, but don't tell me about technology. Don't think because I don't understand your technology.
No, Dr. Wale. Dr. Wale, please. Dr. Wale,
not fair.
Let me speak, my friend. Dr. Wale, listen. We are all evolving in communication and transactions. Okay. Technology is here to assist us. Uber came and Uber assisted the world with transportation. Okay. Airbnb came, is assisting the world with the hospitality industry. Bitcoin is helping with, blockchain is helping with transactions. The only thing we are saying is that we need our people to all be part of the game, not out. That's the key. They should be part.
That's okay. That's okay. But don't listen for a minute. Don't bully anybody into it. And don't let's not argue. You speak, I speak. That's okay. Okay, I'm just giving my feedback of what you've told me, and I don't think I miss anything. We still have speakers who are here. I support you, okay?
Oh, good.
I never said I didn't support you. Just relax.
I'm fine.
You know, this is not for me. This is for the people.
Totally fine.
This is for the people, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
And if you choose to defend the people and I choose to defend the people, we need to find a middle ground.
Thank you.
That's very simple. So just relax. And I mean it. Let's relax. There's no need for that agitation. Relax.
Wow.
It's okay.
No, Dr. Wale, please forgive me. I'm not agitated at all. I'm just being passionate. I'm not agitated.
Me too, but that's okay.
Thank you. So
we're all passionate about the importance of our people, and that's okay.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, look, there's so many questions still open.
I'd like to answer the questions.
If this, yes, we haven't asked you half the questions yet. If this is so great, why our government's not into it? This was Dr. Barrow Bickman's question. She just placed it differently, you know, and the way you went about it was not clear enough. So, you know, there's so many things. What I'm saying is, maybe you guys need to do more work in educating people. Maybe you need to print more books. Maybe you need to give more lectures. Maybe you need, you know, the work is on your side if you want to convince people. And people have the right to ask questions. All the other technologies that you were talking about, Uber, all this, that you know, they had challenges, but people, but it worked, and it worked. It worked. It worked for the reason that people have a need for it. It served a purpose. Okay, yes. So continue to work on that area. I'm with you, of course. Why wouldn't we be with you? We just hope that you guys don't make up with the money.
No,
Okay?
no, Dr.
Exactly. So
Dr.
don't give
Wale,
us that idea. Don't give us that idea.
no, Dr. Wale,
Don't give us that
no.
idea. Don't give us that idea.
No, Dr. Wale.
That's why you have to be gentle. Listen. That's
Dr.
why.
Wale.
Listen to me for a minute. Okay.
Okay.
I have banking background, and we've spoken to someone who has even more banking background than I have. And he has been a commissioner of commerce and economics in an industry. So he has some understanding of investments. So he's told you his trepidation. He didn't say he was against it. He just explained himself. So let's not, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Dr. Wale, please, listen, he has his understanding. All of us, we have to learn, we are learning over time. As life changes, we are all learning how to adapt to new technology, and we keep learning. Banking systems are changing as well. We are saying, what is the proposition coming from Africa? We're coming with ODUWA as a proposition. We say, there is a possibility we can use our own intelligence, our numbers on blockchain as a collective and change our narrative. There is a possibility, but that depends on you. You have to create your own, you have to do your research. You have to go look at the platforms, try it. All we're doing is we're passing on the information. I'm not saying, no, our people have to have a vested interest in wanting to also change. Change starts with me first. If I did not learn, if I did not start learning about blockchain, if I don't understand how the platforms work, how can I even talk about it? So it starts from me. And so we're saying, we're calling on our brothers and sisters, all of us, let's look at this thing seriously, because we see there's some opportunity here that we can make gains from, which is good. But I
have no doubt about the gains that could be made from it. Yes. I am sure ODUWA can provide a lot of profit, because the more people come into buying the asset, the more the price increases for people who are invested in it. Everybody knows that. That's why Elon Musk call it the hustle. I mean, you're talking to intelligent people here, and again, I'm trying to help you. Just try to understand. I'm with you. Okay. I just want you to be with the people. So let's just take it gently, and maybe there's more literature that needs to be provided or maybe more talking to you like this, okay? Maybe bringing the team together and getting us to talk about different aspects, okay? That get people to understand really this transaction fee-free movement of money, that type of thing. So anyway, is there any more questions? I think there is a question here from, there's a hand up from ODUWA Blockchain, one of your colleagues. Please let him speak. Go ahead, sir. Make it so we need to move on.
Can you all hear me?
Yes. Go for it, Bright. Hello, Bright. We can't hear you.
He's still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Wale, I want to thank you so much for what you have been saying. Your arguments are very, very correct. Cryptocurrency, education, first of all, there's no true education without dedication. I thank you for your dedication to the people. And also, when people start looking at infrastructures, they're looking at, when I came into this cryptocurrency world, I didn't care about the game. All I cared about was solution. I cared about how we would participate, we being the manufacturer and not the buyer. Your questions we've been asking so correct. Maybe my partners, sometimes people get on the defensive side because they have passion. This is not about passion. This is all about letting our people know what is going on in the world today. African countries around the world today are all dealing with soft currencies, whether it's Kenyan shillings, South African rand, Nigerian naira. When we leave the country, the money is dead. So cryptocurrency came about trying to fix what has been missing in digital transformation. And currency was the last thing that have to go through that change. You ask a question, if my mother was in Nigeria and I send money to my mother, how can it take money without going through all the hassle? That was a legitimate question. Well, who's the biggest winner in this game today? Is the Visa card. When cryptocurrency started 2008, there was no exchange values. I've been in the game since 2010. There was no, I'm a back-end, full stack and front-end developers. So there was no place to exchange Bitcoin The government said it was fraud. Well, it's okay. We hear all those news, but that's not the question here. The question here is, what solution is ODUWA giving to the economy of Africa? We're not sure. People say, hey, I want to help Africa. They use the name of scam trying to help Africa. I've seen companies like Cardano in Africa trying to say we want to help Africa. No, only the Africans are the only ones that can help themselves, because we are the one that knows our problem, and we should be the one to solve our problem. So when we started Oduwacoin, we built an infrastructure to help transactions, to make sure that Western Union's MoneyGrams are not reaping our people. Today, we account for 40% of global micro cross-border transactions all over the world. Western Union, doesn't matter, it's MoneyGram. Those guys are going to be obsolete in the next 5 years because the world is moving to a new paradigm. And they all understand that. So when I saw the advantage of cryptocurrency, I said, this is a global equalizer for our people. But how does it support our people? Our people don't understand the store of values. All they care about is transactional relationship. So we never want to attack Africa first, because we understand that when you give African cryptocurrency, the next thing they want to do is go to the bank and change the money, because they want to solve their immediate problem. So what I did 2 months ago, I partnered with Visa to make sure that when someone buys Oduwacoin, they can go to the ATM. The Visa does the KYC. We don't have to do it. It's a token. It's a toolkit. They go to the bank and set up the limit, and they exit. The question is the entry and the exit level. The entry level now is you can sit on your home and start buying. 4 months, 2 years ago, you can't even buy cryptocurrency with a Visa card. Visa will block you. Bank of America will shut you down. Today, you see people like PayPal, Cash App. Elon Musk sold PayPal. He made so much money just even selling PayPal, going to Tesla, and saw the importance of transactions, because services and the money are not the same. Money is not a problem. It's what you do with it. ODUWA is money. Now, the question you have been asking is, what are the services around ODUWA to help power that micro settlement? Well, the one thing we did was we saw that for you to exit, not everybody has an exchange in Ghana. Not everybody has an exchange. Not everybody even have a computer to even want to trade and exchange cryptocurrency. Our goal is to partner with Visa card, so you can order Oduwacoin in your name, Visa card, because a lot of people in America, they don't even qualify for credit card. That's the barrier, because they don't have good credit. Our goal is to find solutions. So what we did, we built an infrastructure first. So we start partnering with other services like cross-border payment, transactions. It becomes feasible and becomes an alternative viable solution. So in the next quarter, you're going to see ODUWA card, Visa card rolling out, where you can actually send money. The transactions are free, but the services are not free. I can give you money. I can give you $10 in my house. You don't have to pay me. But when I go to the ATM to withdraw money, then I have to pay. People don't understand the difference between money and the service around money. ODUWA is just money. So there's a service that support ODUWA, just like there's a service that support dollars. The Visa card support dollars, checkbook support dollars, check cashing support dollars. So what we are saying here is Visa just announced last week, which are the biggest player in the game, to say, hey, why are those dubious exchanges that will just take your money and run away? Why can't we just call the change, going from cryptocurrency to Visa card and exit? So very soon, you will see a debit card roll up in ODUWA name, where you can actually send ODUWA to your mother, and your mother will go to the ATM close by, because that's what happened in all the soft currency in Nigeria. When you live in Nigeria, the only thing you take with you is your debit card. Your Naira doesn't work in America because it's soft currency. So you take your debit card and you withdraw your money. There's no bank in the world that will support Naira in a Western nation. There's no bank in the world that supports Kenyan shillings. There's no bank in the world that supports South African rand. So that means we are fighting from behind. Our currencies are dead. We are looking for a store value that we can exit, so our children can compare with the children in China, with the children in Germany. So we have a simple leverage playing field where we go to Amazon. Nobody will put any sentiment on us and say our zip code is not America, our zip code is not London. We can trade fluidly. That's what Oduwacoin is all about. We went from cryptocurrency. ODUWA is just the unit of our infrastructure, where it allows the money to move to the blockchain, because blockchain is the next big thing. It's irrefutable, it's immutable. Two things that happen with money: we're looking at security and efficiency. If you can send money, if you send dollars and somebody hacks you, you don't want to use dollar anymore. If you have a checkbook and the money goes back, you don't want to use the checkbook no more. So the world is going to move. The only question is, the government want to regulate it, because they were not the creator. If the government announced today that Bitcoin should be banned, we're going into recession right away, because 25% of American economy is already on cryptocurrency. We will go into a recession. They are not dumb. They understand that we're actually going to be dealing with hyperinflation in the next 18 months. So the question is, do you want to store your money in gold, or do you want to store your money with something that has intrinsic value? But for us, that's good for them because they have other competition. But Africa, we don't. It's a solution. So we're going to find an infrastructure that support that money. So where someone will send you Oduwacoin. I wouldn't want to go to Nigeria right now and talk about Oduwacoin till the Visa card comes out, because people are going to ask me, how do I want to exit? I will tell you, just order a Visa card. Visa is global acceptance. You don't have to talk to me. They will do your KYC and set up your limit. That's what we are saying here. So your questions are very legitimate. Maybe my partner, just sometimes we get passionate. Charles, I love him to death. But when sometimes when we feel like people are poking each other, we get resistance. But the question here, we're trying to solve problems and we're trying to answer problems. I'm happy. I was just supposed to be on this meeting, but I have other seminar I just came out from, and I saw the call and I said, no, we are not here to fight. We can't fight each other. For us to create a union, we have to love each other. What African is missing today is a union. I don't care. In 1946, when European nations came together for one reason, to form a union, so there will no longer be Second World War, and nobody can attack Germany and attack Italy. After 59 years, they developed European currency. That's where the part we're going to be looking at. How do we form a union in Africa? But the problem is we cannot form a union without love. So I think I've answered some of the questions. If anybody has any questions about ODUWA blockchain, I'll be around to answer your questions, and I think we can get further. We're not here to sell cryptocurrency. I'm not here to sell, because the people that are buying Oduwacoin, I'll be honest with you, they are not even our people. All we're trying to do is give an infrastructure for people to use. I'm only here to provide a solution. Solution comes with wealth. We're not here to say, how much cryptocurrency? I put my sweat equity of almost $2 million, my sweat equity on this blockchain business. So I'm not here to talk about 10 cents and 20 cents. I'm talking about, we have 1.4 billion people in Africa. Today, there's no diaspora banks in the world that support our money. That's a failure. We have to change our narrative and change our thinking. Maybe me and Dr. Wale have to sit on a different note and discuss how we can move African forward. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to participate, because at the end of the day, 30 years from now, we're going to be out of this planet. How do we pass our baton to our children? If our children will continue to fight from behind, we keep fighting from behind. Fighting. Because why? Because the system of Africa, there's no true independent Africa. We are still fighting. Just still fighting. The next thing they're doing to us right now is debt. And I tell people, debt is the next slavery. So Africa is still under slavery. We have to find a way to fight out of that slavery and come out positive with equity. And that's why I feel Oduwacoin is the solution. But if we don't participate, nothing changed. If we keep poking on fraud, no, for me to set up a cryptocurrency in Wyoming for 4 years, I must be doing something right. We are not running on the Ethereum token. I'm not running on Stellar Lumen. I'm not running on Bitcoin. We're running our own protocol. And these protocols can be verified. There's an open source code on GitHub. When something is wrong, you can prove it wrong. I was profiled on IB Times. I was profiled on Bloomberg, just for the reason letting them know, listen, my dedication to my people is to make sure that we walk out of this slavery debt. Our country has failed us. We can't look back. Let's live in the present. Oduwacoin is the most viable alternative cryptocurrency to Bitcoin. And the next year, it's going to happen. But the question is, do we want to start buying something when everybody already participated, or want to come from the behind? I'm inviting people to be at the feast, not picking up the crust. That's why I said, let's go to my people first. Let's let them know, because education starts with dedication. And there would not be true education if religions and philosophies and science are not reconciled. That's why we're here today, to say, hey, we are the people. Let us be the one to solve our problem. Not buying us, not America, not China, not Germany, because they don't have that interest. They don't care about Africans. They care about Africa because of our resources. And it's time we start thinking right and look at what would deliver us. But it's a long journey. It might not change in my time, but I will always do my best. That's why I roll out Oduwacoin. Oduwacoin is the next Pan-African digital currency, and it's here to stay. Thank you, Dr. Wale.
Thank you very much. I don't know what name to address you with.
That's Bright Enabulele, the co-founder and blockchain developer of ODUWA Blockchain Solutions.
I'm inspired by your message. It has very strong intentionality behind it. I want to say that everything that you explained, I understood. and I am with it. I knew about blockchain in 2008. And I have Ethereum passports. I've participated in many of these things, but I understand it. But I understand that it is a participatory economy, and I tell you this because Western Union, which we all know today, many people don't know that it was a Nigerian concept. It was someone in Nigeria that started Western Union, and he took it to the bank, some few banks in Nigeria, and said, look, I got this idea, it would work. And they pushed him back and forth for a few years, and they just swindled it from him. Eventually, they sold it off. Now, Western Union is making all the money from Africa. So I understand the worry, I understand the opportunity. But as you have noticed today, there's a difference in your presentation, in your intervention, and the previous presentation. I think it's very, and to be honest with you, Charles also already mentioned that if my colleagues were present, they would make a better presentation. But because of the short notice, I will sign up for them. That's what it is. So he's the one that's taking one for the team. He's not as eloquent as you. Sorry, Charles, that's true. But and I'm sure you agree because I see you nodding.
No, I'm sorry. I was a little at the beginning of the event.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned with the approach with Mr. Bimbola's understanding.
Don't ever do that again.
No, it's okay.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Yes.
This is exactly what I still don't know how to pronounce your name. What's your
Mr. Anchang, Mr. Anchang.
Anjan? No, not you, not your name.
Bright Nabulele.
Okay.
Nabulele. I'm from Benin. I'm from Edo
I
State.
know Nabulele. I know. Maybe she's even your sister. I know one in New York. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is don't get too concerned when somebody don't understand, because bankers are conditioned not to understand in that way. That's very normal. So don't get worried about that.
No.
You know what I mean? This is important, that we have to have patience, and we have to, and it's good to have conviction, because this is all about integrity. It's a really difficult terrain when it comes to money. So I think there's a lot of work for us to do. I hope we can get many African financial institutions involved in this, so that they can participate, because we don't want all the money to go to Visa. But we should work with them. As you know, that the bulk of African transaction is in these remittances that goes back and forth. Yes, of course, we do payments across the aisle as well. And much of what we intend to do could be, if this works the right way, and I hope it does, it would be a great game changer. So I wish you a lot of luck with this. I know there's one hand up again. Dr. Hank, we are really short of time. We need to move forward. Do you want to make it really short?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Very passionate session. Was there a question about ODUWA?
Mm-hmm.
Of the intention is to let the credit cards stop, MasterCard, Visa card, and the like. Make them obsolete or not?
Well, the question is now to stop what is already working. The question is to create an alternative on what is working. The problem here is now the Visa, MasterCard. Visa and MasterCard are participations. They're doing their own business. They are global. When cryptocurrency came on board, we are looking for liquidity and exit. Money should be liquid. And how are money liquid? Because if I have Oduwacoin and I go to Nigeria and I participate with a bank in Nigeria, that means I have to set up infrastructure in Nigeria so that the banks can be able to liquidate Oduwa. But what about someone in Ghana? What about someone in Jamaica? That means we have to set up these infrastructures. So Visa, because Visa is already global, it gave us that exit to say, hey, everybody will use Visa. Visa will partner with every bank in the world. So that's why today, every countries in Africa, when they have money, they order their Visa card before they travel abroad, because that's the only way they can spend their Naira. That's the only way they can spend their South African Rand, Ethiopia, Beer, Ghana, shilling. So what we say here is, we want to eliminate the middleman, the exchangers. There was an exchanges in South Africa that just run with $4.3 billion. These are people's high-end money. Nobody could be able to look for them, but if this happened in America, so you will see a big news and they will look for them. How long will people start hurting Africa in the name of saying, I want to help Africa? So the key here is the facts. We're not saying we want to eliminate Visa. We want to eliminate Western Union for sure. Western Union already doing cryptocurrency. They just partnered with a company in the Philippines. Repo is already doing micro settlement with American Express, because the key here is we're moving a new paradigm. The world is moving from humanism to dataism. Data is the new money. It's no more the oil and gas and cocoa and Jamaica, whatever we do that we sweat our blood. So we are saying our goal is to give people soft landing. Someone in Nigeria can have a Oduwacoin, have his Visa card, and shop in Amazon without exposing his personal information. Someone in Nigeria can do the same. Someone in Ghana can do the same. But that'll help us eliminate soft currencies. Sovereign currencies, I love sovereign currencies, but they're now weak for global trade. Nobody goes to China and trade with Naira. Nobody comes to America and trade with Naira. There's no one diaspora banks that support our money in the world. That means we are set up for failure. So ODUWA is a global equalizer, saying, look, this one is globally accepted, it's publicly traded, we're just expanding our relationship and our partnership. Right now, Visa is giving me a partnership because the infrastructures are right.
Let me give you something.
Yes.
Let me give you something that you can add to your speech or presentation. You know, some of the greatest challenges in Africa is fake currency.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is incredibly a huge challenge for governments. Okay. This cryptocurrency, one of the advantages of it is to be a solution for that. And if you add that into your speech, I think you'll have another point to make. I would recommend at some point, maybe we should sit down and talk a little bit more.
Okay.
Some people have recommended us to do that. Nelson told me we should do that. So I welcome that, and we'll speak some more.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. I don't want to take your time.
Thank you. I appreciate
the process. The work is a working process. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires dedication. So I'm with you. If we want to help Africa, we have to be able to listen to each other and also be able to see alternatives that will help Africa. All your questions you've been asking are so legitimate, and I respect that, because at the end of the day, scam is real, fraud is real, and nobody can come and say, "Oh, I'm going to give you $10 to become $50." This is not a casino. Your money should work for you, not against you.
Right.
This is not a casino. So I'm with you, sir. If you're
no
ready,
worries,
Dr. Nelson,
no worries. We'll see. This is how we come together. We listen to each other. We understand, and
Yes.
And we change the narratives. You know.
Yes, yes, sir.
We don't have anything against oil and fruits, because eventually they're going to use whatever money to buy these things. But anyway, you know, but this, I see the legitimacy of this now. Thanks for your enlightenment. I believe every one of us is a little happier than where we were before about it. You have made a difference, and we'll continue this discussion.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again so much, everyone, for your patience. I know we are way over time, but this was a very necessary discussion, because it is, you know, it's something that is challenging us all in our understanding of this new world of opportunities. And I thank our brothers who are able to provide us some visions and wherewithal for what this is all about. So thanks again, Mr. Anchang and Mr. Nabule. Thank you so much. All right. So we've been talking about West Africa. Now we are drifting to East Africa. And I am really excited to present to you a beautiful sister from the Pearl of Africa. Her name is Olivia Nantongo. We've spoken on the phone. I've not met her personally, but I'm really excited about what she's doing. She's leading the marketing effort and assisting in investors recruitment in the United States and the African nations for KTA Mobile, an indigenous telephone manufacturing company. She's Ugandan Diaspora Commissioner on Trade and Investments. She is a successful serial entrepreneur and investor in startups, and most importantly, a mother of 5 exceptional children. She is Ugandan by birth, but her formative years, in which gave her a global view of growth and development in the business space, the passion, the strategies, and innovations that drives successful business. Ms. Nantongo managed a successful beauty and well-being spa in Stockholm. She has 23 years before she's decided to emigrate and explore opportunities here in the United States from Stockholm, Sweden. So we have a pearl of Africa, Ugandan, Swede, American. So brace yourself, everyone, to hear from our sister from East Africa. Thank you so much. Please take the floor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I should have you to introduce me every time. That was amazing, extraordinary. And thank you for everyone. You know, this has been a long day. I wasn't sure I was going to commit to all this time, but you basically hijacked me because the conversations, they've been so interesting that I couldn't put myself away. I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Charles Anchang and Mr. Bright. I'm one of the believers of the blockchain, specifically the ODUWA, and I was praying for it, for the continent of Africa to get on board, because technology is here to stay. And we don't want to wake up in a few years from now and say, oh, if we knew then. So let's just continue educating each other. And to my brother Charles and Bright, be prepared to be turned upside down, because it's part of the process. We need the knowledge. You came with this, and we will turn you upside down. So don't take it personal. Educate us and help us to educate the continent, because it is for the Black people. You know, whether it's the Caribbean or whoever consider themselves to be Black, you did this for them. So please don't take it personal. Educate us. And for the you know, for the old schoolers in the banking system, you have to understand them too. They want to hold on to their jobs. They look at this as something new that is going to take over, which is actually going to do. So you can blame them, educate them, let them reinvent themselves and get on board. So I really just wanted to give a shout out to them. My brother represented me. My name is Olivia Nantongo. I'm from Uganda. That's in East Africa, for those of you that don't know. The appointed head coordinator for the diaspora when it comes to trade and investment. This is a new role that I'm really getting to know myself. The diaspora has been neglected for so long. And Ambassador Walusimbi was appointed 1 year ago, and immediately COVID hit. So he didn't have enough time to get into his role. But guess what? As soon as COVID cleared, I was like, listen, you need to get on the road. He got to the United States, and I overworked him that he couldn't attend this event. I had meetings back to back. He just traveled back to California, and I understand he had to rest. I'm a hard worker, so, you know, coming from the continent, they have their coffee breaks or tea break, as he is. He didn't get none from me. So he couldn't wait to run away from me, but all was very, very successful. My introduction is going to be cut short because a lot of you had a lot of beautiful things to say about the continent. What I want to encourage is the trade and investment on the continent itself, because as of today, trade in Africa is only 15%, and we are 54 countries. We have to do better than this. My own country, we have the #1 female entrepreneurs, hardworking women. You know, they just need opportunities. We have rich soils, so we are investing in agriculture. We've been very successful with tourism. I believe tourism used to bring in about $2 billion each year in dollars. It's less now because of COVID, but I'm planning on stepping that up. And gonna open up for the year of return, going out, taking the lead example of our brothers from Ghana. We're gonna open up for the year of return in Uganda, where we're gonna give dual citizenship and of course, land, free land, if you're coming as an investor. So again, we're looking into making Uganda the hub of investments. So if anyone is interested in investing in Uganda, we're putting together policies that are going to make it enable everyone that wants to come in as an investor, and also open up for investments on the continent. I won't really have much more to say. I don't want to repeat what everybody else is saying. I'm grateful that enough of you stayed, long enough to hear me speak. But remember, we are the ones to take care of our continent. I think it's time to wake up and, stop believing in a white savior syndrome, because it hasn't worked. And if you look at innovation, Black people, we are the most prominent inventors of, I would say almost everything. Most ideas were stolen from us, or they were, the credit was taken away from us. But when you look at the list, Black people, we did it. We really did it. So we need to go back to that. And Uganda being the country on the continent of Africa with the youngest youth, we have about 8 billion youth between the ages of 18 to 30. And they have no jobs. We have to change that. It shouldn't be like that. We have to change it. So we're going to work towards that, and we're going to encourage the diaspora to get involved, because we have a lot of intelligent people on the other side of the continent. The diaspora in every country, they are so intelligent. So what I'm going to do on my own, what I'm doing here in the United States, on my own platform, One Voice New York, I educate people in housing, buy homes. If you can pay rent, if your rent is $3,000, you can buy a home, invest your money in that. I'm also putting together a platform for educating on cryptocurrency. I already started on my country, Uganda, getting volunteers that are willing to educate our people so they can understand whenever something is new, is scary, and you only get the bits that come up on social media or the news, which no one, one to none is willing to research and find out, is it really true? Is it that way? So I'm putting together a team that will educate my people, my Ugandan people. And I encourage all of you, do the same. People with the knowledge out there, Black people with the right knowledge, they're willing to educate each other. So I don't have any much more to say for now, honestly. I'm happy I could be part of the platform. And I'm very pleased that I was invited, and, I could, everyone that stayed on, I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for inviting me once again.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for rising to the occasion on such short notice. Just the few moments that we've spent together, I've noticed that you are such a doer. And here you are with this really reconciliatory speech. And very enlightening and forward-looking. We look forward to working with you. You can count on our support. Energy like yours is very, very important in everything that we do. So we have great people here, and I'm sure everyone is very glad to support you in every which way they possibly can. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so very much. Is there any question for Lady Olivia, please, before we move to the next? All right. Okay, so our last speaker today, and again, I really apologize for going somewhat obviously beyond the time allocated for this, but I thank you for your dedication. This really shows how dedicated you are to this development. So our next speaker is someone you're very familiar with, I believe. Most of us are familiar with him. He's our brother and our medical advisor, and is able to share some lights on some of the very important aspect of the SDG and why. I'm talking about none other than Dr. Nelson Aluya. He has so many acronyms behind his name that I cannot understand, so I'll just leave that be. He's trained in both pediatrics and internal medicine. He's a medical doctor and with extensive broad-based training, clinical expertise in over 3 continents. He is currently an attending physician at Newark Beth Israel Medical Center, an assistant professor of medicine at the New Jersey Medical School, also at Rutgers University, Newark, New Jersey. He has led multiple local and international medical missions, providing his expertise and selfless service to low socioeconomic group, economically and socially displaced migrant families. Dr. Aluya has been a guest speaker at numerous local international academic workshops, conferences, seminars. He is a recipient of numerous local and international humanitarian peer review awards, including Global Humanitarian Awards. He's been nominated for the Golden Apple Award Excellence in Teaching. He is a recipient of Ambassador for Peace Award at Universal Peace Federation. Dr. Aluya is the national president of the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, USA, called NAPAC USA. Is immediate past president of the New Jersey Medical Association, NJMA, the chairman of the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, AMPA, that's AMPA for acronym, and the vice president of Impact Life International, a non-governmental organization with global outreach. He's a passionate advocate of investment in African health sector and health system development. I'm proud to also say that he is a member of the Circle of Trust, who is in advisory capacity to the African Views Organization. It is my pleasure to welcome our very dear friend, my brother, Dr. Nelson Aluya. Please take the floor. Oh, well, I don't see him here, and he's a medical doctor, so we can excuse him. He's probably on call right now. I've always wanted to ask him where he finds the time being a medical doctor. So he's not here, and that brings us to the end of this program. If there's any question for anybody throughout the program, let's do that before we close. Dr. Remi Alako, do you have something to add to this?
No, I don't. No questions.
All right.
But
Okay.
I just want to say that, you know, all the speakers have been wonderful today, and the discussions, you know, I, for one, I'm not into economics or finance. So it's going to take me longer to understand some of the discussion, but I do support that, you know, we're each other's keepers, finding solutions to the African problem, coming together and sharing ideas. And this is what this African Views platform is meant to be about. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you very, very much. You know, Dr. Aluya was tasked today to talk about the need for investment in the health sector in Africa. I think that is really a big topic on its own, and obviously we'll be able to address that another time. I apologize on his behalf. I know that we went way ahead of time, and he was here a few times. I saw him, but I'm sure that he's being called to his doctoral, some medical responsibility at this stage. So he's there to go about and save some lives. All right, so, you know, we have all spoken today. I can tell you how important it is that we have this conversation, because what we all been talking about is the African opportunity and the window of opportunity to access it. So we all need to explore the dynamics of this world economy through cultural lenses, as well as multidisciplinary perspectives. So again, the opportunity is not just with Africa, but also with the Caribbean. So we really need to figure out how we become more transparent, more connected, and more cooperative with each other, so that we can operate with synergy between the Caribbean, the African, and the, when I say African, I mean African on the continent, because Africans is everyone, is all of us. But in that sense, we say the African world. So this is the opportunity for the African world, and it's limitless. And I just want to assure us that, yes, we may see wealth in mineral resources here and there, but the biggest wealth is in our hearts. And that's why it's important for us to connect our hearts, because it doesn't matter how much gold or oil or diamonds that we have underneath the earth. If we operate in silos, we are weak against our opponents and negotiators. And when we're dealing in a world where much of the trading partners are interested in extractive industries in Africa and in the Caribbean, we are at a greater loss. So it's really important for us to reach within ourselves and explore the possibility of the relationship between us and how we deal with the rest of the world, and so that we can have something that we, the contemporary, can be proud of, as well, something that the posterity can build upon. Because how could we be here and allow all of this to happen and just say, I just care about my pocket, I just care about my home, I just care about my work, I just care about this and that, when we know that it has not helped any one of us. Each one of us is vulnerable in our silos, and we've seen it. Culture is that which is the strength, and it's important for us to build this cultural strength. So I'm really, really proud of some of the developments that were spoken about today, the African Royal Chamber of Commerce, the development with Suriname and Guyana, the establishment in Ghana, the visions of the ODUWA in Nigeria, and our blockchain perspective here, starting from the United States, from diaspora, reaching out back. And I want us with that really to study the Western Union story. It's fascinating, and it has a lot of value for us all. Also, I need to reflect on our very precious brother, Dr. Price, who shared some very important messages today about the willingness of the diaspora to engage, especially in the United States. So we have this opportunity. Our responsibility is to connect the dots. And it's also our responsibility to vet ourselves, to make sure that we are properly vetted, so that what we bring to the people is the value that we project. Because how many times have we failed our people? And one of the reasons our people are reluctant is because they're fatigued. The best among us have tried them for years. I mean, look at, everybody knows the story of Marcus Garvey. He brought about one of the biggest enterprise and visions in the world for the African communities. And it's easy to sabotage that. So we can never forget, and that's why we can never be too sure. So we need to really figure out exactly how to forge the union, how to forge the cooperative, how to protect it, how to sustain it, and how to move it gently on the platform of the basis of engagement, so that we can all benefit from it and our posterity can be proud. Thanks again, Lady Olivia. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Neble. We're going to be talking, Mr. Anchang. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, colleagues from Ghana, African Village Ghana. Thank you, Dr. Bigman. Thank you so much, Dr. Heng. Thank you, my brother Bimbola Ashu. Thank you so much, my precious Chief Anita Nana Ufulugido. Thank you again, every one of you today. May God bless you. And with that, if there's no more questions, I would like to call this precious meeting adjourned. We have herewith concluded the third day of the Spirit of Peace and Prosperity. Tomorrow we have another program. Honorable Nana Barbara King is going to be with us. She's going to be speaking with some fantastic women. I got to tell you what we have for tomorrow. So we have a representative of the African continent, another representative of the Caribbean, okay, and another representative of the entire African and Caribbean diaspora, which is the United States. Obviously, we have so many diasporas, but those three are the concrete ones that will hopefully, you know, that really could channel some of our experiences and feelings to the world. So we brought about that meeting to discuss the issue of culture and cultural identity, because that's very important to everything we're doing. All these things that we're talking about, it's all about identity and how to sustain it so that we are not identified as perpetually subservient and weak and the weakest link and all of things like that of humanity when we know that we're not. So again, I look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow if you can make it.
Can you please share the information for that program tomorrow?
Excellent, I will do that. Thank you so very much. So
the registration link is in the chat for tomorrow.
It's in the chat.
The Zoom for tomorrow, the Zoom link and the meeting ID and password.
Excellent.
I just posted it.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
I can send it, post it again.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much. So I'm going to stop the recording now and we can all party. I know it's tired, but thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for putting this together.